Welcome to our college briefing show, everyone. Today, we've got some exciting sports, serious politics, and fascinating international updates to share. First up, Kewan Lacy was on fire, rushing for 224 yards and 3 touchdowns, helping Ole Miss rally past Florida with a 34-24 win. The Rebels are now 10-0 at home and are definitely boosting their chances for the college football playoff, while Florida's streak continues to slip away. Fans were chanting, "We want Lane," as Ole Miss keeps their winning streak alive. Next, in the political arena, South Carolina is considering the strictest abortion law in the U.S., with harsh penalties and almost no exceptions. This bill would criminalize providing abortion info and ban IUDs and some IVF practices, making it a big controversy in the state. The debate is fierce, with opponents and supporters fighting over the future of reproductive rights. Things are definitely heating up. Finally, on the international front, Russia is changing how it fights in Ukraine. Instead of big, frontal assaults, they're now using small units, drones, and slow encirclements to take key cities like Pokrovsk. This new strategy aims to avoid heavy casualties and keep their moves stealthy, showing how warfare is evolving with technology. It's a tense and complex situation that keeps everyone watching. According to the Toronto Star, the recent college football game in Oxford, Mississippi, was a thrilling display of resilience and skill as Kewan Lacy led No. 6 Ole Miss to a dramatic 34-24 victory over Florida. Lacy's explosive performance, rushing for 224 yards and 3 touchdowns, electrified the crowd, especially with his decisive 4-yard touchdown in the final minutes sealing the Rebels' win. The game was marked by intense moments, including Ole Miss's failure to score touchdowns on 2 critical goal line drives, yet their defense ultimately shut down Florida in the second half, holding them to just 103 yards. The victory not only extended Ole Miss's impressive home record but also bolstered their hopes of a college football playoff appearance, all while fans passionately chanted, "We want Lane," in support of their coach, Lane Kiffin, amid rumors of potential coaching moves. The Toronto Star also highlights the ongoing political debate in South Carolina over the most restrictive abortion bill in U.S. history, which proposes draconian penalties and near-total bans on abortion procedures. The bill would criminalize nearly all abortions, punish helping women seeking abortions with up to 30 years in prison, and ban contraceptives like IUDs that prevent fertilized eggs from implanting. Despite the bill's severity, even some anti-abortion groups are divided, with organizations like South Carolina Citizens for Life opposing it because they believe women should not be punished. Legal experts warn that such legislation could threaten broader healthcare practices, including contraception and IVF, transforming the state's legal landscape into a minefield. The bill's future remains uncertain as the legislative process unfolds, with some Republican senators expressing skepticism about advancing such extreme measures. Meanwhile, the Associated Press reports on a transformative educational initiative in New Mexico that celebrates the contributions of women throughout the state's history. The New Mexico Historic Women Marker Program, which began in the 1980s, has placed nearly 100 roadside markers honoring women from diverse backgrounds, including pioneering pilots, artists, and indigenous leaders. Recognizing the importance of storytelling, the program is now developing a K-12 curriculum to incorporate these women's biographies into school lessons, ensuring that students of all genders learn about the often overlooked figures who shaped their state. This effort aims to correct historical omissions, promote justice, and inspire future generations by highlighting stories like that of Catherine Stinson Otero, a trailblazing pilot turned architect, and the indigenous women reviving traditional pottery techniques, emphasizing the vital role women have played in shaping New Mexico's rich cultural tapestry. CNN reports that Russia has significantly shifted its military tactics in Ukraine, moving away from heavy armor assaults towards more unconventional, mobile operations involving light vehicles like mopeds and quad bikes. This change is driven by the proliferation of drones, which have extended the battlefield's kill zones, making traditional frontal assaults more costly and less effective. Russian troops now employ smaller, stealthier groups that infiltrate Ukrainian positions, often using drones for reconnaissance and attack, and are increasingly encircling Ukrainian forces rather than engaging in direct urban combat. The battle for Pokrovsk exemplifies this strategy, with Russian forces advancing slowly, severing supply lines, and making medical evacuations nearly impossible due to drone threats. This evolution reflects a war of attrition, where Russia's operational pace has slowed, but their tactics aim to encircle and weaken Ukrainian defenses gradually, highlighting the changing nature of modern warfare. South China Morning Post details China's crackdown on the danmei genre, romantic stories about male relationships, mainly authored and consumed by women. Once a thriving subculture, Danmei stories have faced increasing censorship, with numerous writers interrogated, arrested, and their works removed from the internet, effectively silencing many voices. Fans like Cindy Zhong lament the loss of a safe space for exploring desires and imagining alternative relationships, as official efforts to suppress LGBTQ content intensify, despite homosexuality no longer being classified as a mental illness. The censorship has led to a decline in the genre's quality and availability, forcing fans and writers to seek content abroad or in less explicit forms. Nevertheless, the desire for female empowerment and the exploration of love and identity persist, indicating that the cultural shift toward greater female consciousness and acceptance is unlikely to be reversed. South China Morning Post also reports on the alarming rise of scams targeting mainland Chinese students in Hong Kong, with victims losing millions of Hong Kong dollars to sophisticated phone frauds. Students like Zhang Li, who lost over 25,000 Hong Kong dollars, describe how scammers impersonate law enforcement officials, show fake arrest warrants, and manipulate victims into transferring money under the guise of investigations. Many students, unfamiliar with Hong Kong's environment, are vulnerable to these tactics, which have resulted in hundreds of scam cases and hundreds of millions in losses. Authorities have responded with awareness campaigns, seminars, and law enforcement efforts, but scammers continually adapt their methods, exploiting the inexperience and trust of newcomers. The situation underscores the urgent need for stronger protections, better education, and tighter controls across financial and communication channels to prevent further victimization of this increasingly targeted demographic. According to the South China Morning Post, the game of mahjong is more than just a pastime for the elderly. It is a vital activity that fosters physical health, mental acuity, and social bonds. The article advocates for transforming mahjong into a regulated health-focused activity, akin to sports, by establishing dedicated parlors run by NGOs in Hong Kong. These parlors would serve as community hubs where seniors can enjoy 2-hour sessions, complemented by light exercise and nutritious refreshments, all while shuffling tiles by hand to promote dexterity and cognitive engagement. The initiative aims to elevate mahjong's status, encouraging participation through tournaments and potentially showcasing it in national competitions, thus enriching elderly lives and promoting active aging. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation reports on the ongoing safety concerns regarding coloured sand products contaminated with asbestos, which have prompted recalls and school closures across the ACT and Queensland. The recalls involve products from major retailers like Kmart and Target, emphasizing the health risks posed by chrysotile asbestos fibers that could become airborne if the sand is mechanically processed. Authorities have responded swiftly, with ACT education officials working tirelessly to remove contaminated materials and ensure the safety of students and staff. While the risk to human health remains low in current conditions, the situation underscores the importance of vigilant product safety regulation and prompt action to prevent exposure to hazardous substances in everyday school environments. Meanwhile, Yahoo US highlights the urgent efforts of biologists in North Carolina to save bat populations ravaged by white nose syndrome, a fungal disease that has decimated over 90% of certain species since the early 2000s. In the depths of an old gold mine, scientists are conducting counts and experimenting with innovative solutions, such as feeding bats with extra calories through bug-attracting lights to bolster their fat reserves before hibernation. This approach aims to improve their chances of surviving the harsh winter when the fungal infection causes them to wake prematurely, leading to starvation. The fight to preserve these vital creatures reflects a broader ecological concern, as bats play a crucial role in controlling pest populations and maintaining ecosystem balance. The Sydney Morning Herald reports a harrowing case of a man named Ahmed Nassef, an Egyptian national accused of a 2-year spree of sexual assaults across Sydney. Nassef allegedly manipulated and lured 3 women, 2 university students and a teacher's aide, into relationships under false pretenses, only to subject them to repeated rapes in various public and private settings, including a doctor's clinic and shopping centers. Court documents reveal disturbing details of his predatory behavior, threats of exposing intimate images, and violence, such as slapping a woman unconscious and ignoring her attempts to set boundaries with a safe word. The victims, driven by fear, cultural pressures, and threats, endured relentless abuse, with one woman feeling compelled to stay due to concerns about her reputation and marriage prospects within her community. Meanwhile, the Toronto Star highlights a competitive college football game where Wake Forest's Carlos Hernandez shined with 2 crucial touchdowns, including a spectacular 56-yard reception, leading the Demon Deacons to a 28-12 victory over North Carolina. Wake Forest's aggressive playstyle and strategic trick plays, such as a flea flicker, kept the Tar Heels on their heels, with Hernandez's fumble return and big plays energizing the team under first-year coach Jake Dickert. North Carolina struggled offensively, with their quarterback Gio Lopez managing only 201 yards and limited rushing success, while Wake Forest's defense kept the Tar Heels from scoring a single touchdown, securing a significant in-state rivalry win and ensuring a winning season for the Demon Deacons. The Toronto Star also reports a concerning incident involving Washington wide receiver Ryden Vinesbright, who was hospitalized after a severe hit during a game against Purdue. The freshman player, known for his promising performance with 215 receiving yards this season, was hit hard by Purdue's Miles Slusher and fell motionless on the field. An ambulance arrived swiftly, and Vinesbright was transported via stretcher, though he was responsive and able to move his extremities. The injury raised alarms about player safety, especially as Vinesbright's departure left the Huskies with a significant loss on offense. The incident underscores the risks athletes face on the field, prompting ongoing discussions about safety protocols in college football. From the Toronto Star, Arizona State's head coach Kenny Dillingham stands firm and resolute amidst swirling rumors of his departure. Dillingham, a proud alumnus and native of Scottsdale, passionately declares that he has no plans to leave his beloved school, emphasizing that Arizona State is home. His heartfelt commitment is underscored by his relentless drive to push his team to its limits, despite injuries and setbacks this season. Dillingham's leadership has already transformed the Sun Devils, guiding them to their first Big 12 championship and college football playoff appearance in just his second year, a testament to his dedication and the strong backing from university administration. With a deep sense of loyalty and purpose, he vows to continue fighting for his team, fans, and community, viewing his role not merely as a job but as a lifelong mission rooted in his roots and love for the program. According to the Toronto Star, the tranquility of a small Kansas town was shattered when tragedy struck during a response to a domestic violence call. For law enforcement officers, 3 Osage County deputies and 1 Kansas Highway Patrol trooper were shot in a rapid, intense confrontation that erupted within minutes of arriving at the scene. The suspect, a man believed to have visited the local shop of a neighbor, was killed from gunshot wounds, while another officer was injured but in stable condition. The community, nestled in the quiet outskirts near Topeka, was left stunned, with neighbors expressing their disbelief at the violence. The incident highlighted the dangers law enforcement officers face, even in seemingly peaceful rural areas, and left the town grappling with the aftermath of a sudden, violent outburst that disrupted their sense of safety and peace. From the Toronto Star, the excitement of college football was alive in Boston as number 14 Georgia Tech staged a dramatic comeback against Boston College. Aiden Bear's clutch 23-yard field goal with just 11 seconds remaining sealed a 36-34 victory, keeping Georgia Tech in contention for the ACC title and a potential spot in the college football playoff. The game was a roller coaster, with Georgia Tech trailing late in the third quarter but rallying fiercely to reclaim the lead. Haynes King's impressive passing, 26 completions for 371 yards, kept the Yellow Jackets afloat, while Boston College's Dylan Lonergan attempted a heroic Hail Mary that was thwarted at the goal line. The game was marked by a series of momentum shifts, including a 54-yard touchdown from Jordan Allen and a crucial 75-yard drive by Georgia Tech. This thrilling victory not only demonstrated resilience and strategic prowess but also kept the Yellow Jackets' season alive, setting the stage for their upcoming clash with Pittsburgh. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Waking up to wonders, second nature blunders. Got our rockets flying while the oceans are sighing. Lasers in the sky now, holograms we say wow. Quantum leaps and robot science new.